Ms. Lee.
Good morning, one and all, and please be seated. Dr. Perry and distinguished guests, I look out into the audience. I see many colleagues who have joined us this morning from the Department of Defense, from some of the other federal agencies, and most of all, welcome to our reservists and National Guardsmen who are this morning assembled, and to our recipients who you will be hearing about more later of the first ever Freedom Award. I am Deborah Lee, the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Reserve Affairs, and I have the great honor of welcoming you here this morning on this occasion, the first presentation of the Employer Support Freedom Award. This award, it's the first ever, but I guarantee it won't be the last ever, but it is the first annual recognition of employers who have demonstrated not just good support, but extraordinary support, who have gone above and beyond the requirements of the law in support of our National Guard and Reserve. Increased reliance on our National Guard and Reserve forces is at the very core of our administration's defense strategy and defense policy. And virtually every day, our citizen soldiers, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guard members are working alongside their active duty counterparts somewhere in the world to get the total work of the total country accomplished. We must never lose sight of the fact that these individuals in the Guard and Reserve, however, are only part-time military, which means they are full-time something else in civilian life. They are the employees of the companies like those who are represented here today, people who have vested interests in communities all across the nation. And we must also never lose sight of the fact that they could never do what we expect of them in the Department of Defense without the support of their families and the very important support of their employers, again, like those who we are here to honor today. There were 26 in all employers nominated for this award, and as far as we are concerned, they are all winners. I would tell you that they were nominated by Guardsmen or reservist employees within the companies who said, my boss has really gone above and beyond. My boss deserves this recognition. That was the first part of the process. They then went through a regional and national selection committee, and from that pool, we selected 5 outstanding employers who are here today with us, selected as finalists for the Freedom Award. Let me just briefly tell you about the 4 criteria that we used in order to select this group of 5. First, their willingness to support their employees in the Guard and Reserve through the company's policies and practices concerning time off for training and duty. Second criteria, publicly acknowledged pride in the contribution of their employees who serve in the reserve forces, measured by such things as company recognition events, articles in company publications, and other forms of public recognition. The third criteria, the company's willingness to go beyond the minimum requirements of federal law to take care of their reservist employees, and this is primarily in the areas of compensation and benefits. And the fourth criteria, in some ways the most important criteria, I think, support for families, both before and during periods of annual training and mobilizations. We often talk about here in the Department of Defense that our national security team is made up of the active duty soldiers, our National Guard, our Reserve, and our civilian employees. But the truth is the team is much broader than that group. The team also includes the folks that are here today and others much like them across the country. It includes families, it includes employers. So to our superstars who are here with us today, we say thank you for your leadership, thank you for your service, and thank you most of all for being and continuing to be part of our team. And now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing a man who has been a great supporter of the National Guard and Reserve forces, of the total force in general. He's also been someone who has put the readiness of our forces and the quality of life of our forces at the very top of our agenda within the Department of Defense. Our Secretary of Defense, the Honorable William J. Perry.
Our military forces are a team that is in the game to win. And every player on that team must be an All-American. That was true when Omar Bradley first said it, and it's true today. Every member of our armed forces, active and reserve, is a member of an all-American team. So also are the employers. They back our reservists and their families with all-American support. America is calling on our reserves more and more. 267,000 reservists served in Desert Storm, alongside our active forces to defeat an aggressor in the Gulf. Since then, just in the last few years, another 20,000 have been mobilized. Reservists helped restore hope to starving people in Somalia. Reservists helped uphold democracy in Haiti. And reservists have been a critical part of a great joint endeavor to give peace a new lease on life in Bosnia. In this new era, we rely on the reserve component. Today, we are truly a total force. We conduct every significant operation as a total force, with active component and reserve component. This means increased sacrifices on the part of reservists and their family, and it also means greater sacrifices on the part of our employers of the Guard and Reserve. The Employer Support Freedom Award was established to recognize those sacrifices and to honor those companies who have really gone the extra mile. National Life of Vermont grants extended leave with pay for deploying reservists and has created a special fund along with a support group to assist their families. McDonnell Douglas of St. Louis and UPS of Central Florida provide continued company benefits. Tektronix of Oregon has created a special pay and benefits package. And our national winner, Schneider National of Wisconsin, has been a model of employer support during the Bosnia operation. It provided an array of benefits, just as if their reservist was still working full-time, and it reached out to their families with support services and a sponsorship program. Winston Churchill once said that the reservist is twice the citizen. Employers who support our reservists are twice the corporate citizen. They take care of American business at home, and they take care of America's Guard and Reserve as they defend our interests abroad. On behalf of the President, I want to thank all of the employers of the Guard and Reserve. We are counting on you to continue to help keep America's citizens safe by keeping America's military strong.
Time when National Guard and Reserve soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines are being asked to do more, the support of their employers is crucial. This increased role can be extremely difficult on bosses and coworkers who must shoulder extra burdens. America's employers have been called upon often to sacrifice their company's interest for the good of the nation. The nation is grateful to these employers for their devotion and patriotism. By taking care of our citizen soldiers and making it possible for them to serve, employers are helping keep this nation safe and strong. The Secretary of Defense takes great pleasure in recognizing the dedication and selfless service of these employers and in presenting the first Employer Support Freedom Awards as selected by a panel of drilling reservists. The Employer Support Freedom Award winner for the Northeast region is National Life of Vermont Insurance Company, Montpelier, Vermont, represented by Mr. Fred H. Bertrand, Chairman of the Board and Chief Executive Officer. National Life established the Vermont National Guard Family Assistance Fund, a fund that benefits the families of soldiers and airmen deployed in times of national emergency. Additionally, National Life established policies that grant extended leaves of absence with full pay for 3 months after the service member's activation, followed by 9 months of differential pay. The company newsletter publishes military addresses to encourage the National Life family to write coworkers called to active duty. The newsletter also features special reports and updates on those deployed. The Employer Support Freedom Award winner for the South Central region is McDonnell Douglas Corporation, St. Louis, Missouri, represented by Dr. Laurie Braidlin, Senior Vice President, Human Resources and Quality. McDonnell Douglas established policies that provide differential pay for up to 365 days for employees on active duty. They continue health care benefits, life insurance coverage, and the opportunity to participate in savings, thrift, and investment plans. McDonnell Douglas policies and actions in support of a strong military also extends to all members of the armed forces and their families throughout their support of the James S. McDonnell USO. The Employer Support Freedom Award winner for the Southeast region is United Parcel Service, Central Florida District, Orlando, Florida, represented by James D. Grant, Human Resources Manager. United Parcel Service, Central Florida District, established policies that continue company benefits while service members are on active duty. UPS provides the necessary time and work environment for their employees to serve their country. They also publish articles in their newsletter praising employees who are members of the National Guard and Reserve and emphasize the importance of reserve service. The Employer Support Freedom Award winner for the West region is Tektronix Incorporated, Beaverton, Oregon, represented by Mr. John P. Corrales, Senior Vice President, Corporate Development. Tektronix Incorporated provides outstanding support to their citizen soldiers by providing an employee benefits package that continues for the duration of the service member's activation. This generous benefits package resulted in the company being named one of a few select U.S. firms highlighted in a special issue of the Reserve Officers Association National Magazine. The Employer Support Freedom Award national winner is Schneider National Incorporated, Green Bay, Wisconsin, represented by Mr. Donald J. Schneider, President. During the call-up for Bosnia, Schneider National held meetings for activated service members and their spouses. They assigned a sponsor for each family to ensure their needs would be immediately taken care of. Schneider officials also created a display for their lobby to solicit support for company care packages, videos, and communications. Schneider provides a benefits package that includes medical, dental, vision, and life insurance for a 6-month period following deployment. They also provide an associate support program available for family counseling for the duration of the deployment and provide assistance with legal documents such as wills, power of attorney, and estate planning. While employees were deployed, their families were afforded opportunities to speak with them using communication facilities of Schneider National free of charge. Further, Schneider National makes it a practice to recruit members of the military to work for their company because they value the experience reserve employees bring to the job. At this time, I would like to ask Mr. Schneider and the 4 regional winners to please come forward for a group photo. And if the rest of our representatives could come forward, we will have one last photo. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Please join us in the rear for refreshments and to congratulate our recipients. Thank you for attending.